Okay, I'm going to tell you right now that this is a terrific opportunity, and I'm so glad we're talking about it on the show. This is exactly the kind of thing that gets me all jazzed up, number one, because it's radio. The website is abetterradio.com. Go to abetterradio.com. Better Radio is a multi-channel internet radio station offering users high-quality niche radio shows. And, you know, it's very true. Not most of the shows, just like television is like this now, most shows do not play everywhere in every corner of the globe. It's just not the way it is. Some people like Billboard Hot 100. Other people like music of the 1940s. Now, music of the 1940s makes me stutter because I actually like it, and don't make fun of me, but I like it from back in the war days and the big bands. But then you get to the 50s and the 60s, and now those people are in a whole world of their own. Okay, the sock hopping, the whole nine, doo-wop. 70s, they bring in everything, classic rock, disco, you name it. The 70s, everything is happening, hot, funk, R&B. Well, this is what a better radio is all about. Multi-channels, all of these niche programming areas. Do you like house music? My friend Matt, who's on the program all the time, he's a great interviewer on And Magazine, Matt Sky. Every time we talk about music, I'll talk about Beatles. I'll bring up the Stones. It's Mick Jagger's birthday. We've been talking a lot about that. He always brings up Daft Punk. He loves the house music. He loves that sound. And sure enough, you'll find it all here on abetterradio.com. Now, let me just lay it out here for you. It's a high-quality radio station experience programmed by passionate music staff. This is not programmed by what is called an algorithm. Do you know what an algorithm is in a computer? It's a mathematical way of figuring out what it thinks you want. Isn't that crazy? It's a mechanized way. They don't do this at abetterradio.com. It's abetterradio.com. You can listen to live radio stations. You can listen to songs on demand, artists on demand, and then, of course, you can contact them and, tell them what they need to add, and believe me, they're very responsive. The categories, see, this is going to get me right here. I'm a new wave guy. The Cars, the Knack, the Police. I remember that new wave like it was 2 seconds ago, and you could listen to it all day on abetterradio.com. I'm also, as you know, good friends with Buddy Guy, one of the great blues players ever. He comes on the show. We visit with him in Chicago at Legends. Eric Clapton, another one, big friend of the show. Where are you going to hear my buddies? You're going to hear them on Classic Blues Vintage, and of course on Classic Rock. Very few people who know the ins and outs of blues and jazz and rock and roll, like I've spent my life, also appreciate classical Baroque. You're listening to someone who loves classical Baroque. It's here on abetterradio.com. abetterradio.com. That's abetterradio.com. I love the guys who just admit they like hair bands, and you're like, dude, we didn't mean to say it. We didn't mean to make you feel bad. No, it's cool, man. You can call us hair bands. We're like, all right, dude. And bingo, here they are. They have a station, hair band, 80s rock. Now, did we have Ron Keel on the show from Keel? Yes, we did. Have we had tons of hair band guys? My oldest friend in the hair band business, 18 and, what was that song? 18 and Sebastian Bach. And what was the name of his band? It was a great hair band. I met him backstage at Saturday Night Live. He did Joseph and the Amazing Dreamcoat, too, along with Styx Boy. You bet. They're all on here. Everybody you're thinking about ever that you've loved in music is all right here. So if anybody tell me who smashed Skid Row, thank you. Good. Very in the control room. Skid Row. Who told you that? Your father? Did you call up your father on your iPhone? Love songs. Every guy in the control room, like I'm looking in there, all these young interns, the Brooklyn hipsters, they know why. Why do you have to have love songs? Because you date women, you fool. So get on abetterradio.com. I've been telling everyone, the way to listen to the radio now is on your smartphone. Your smartphone is your radio. You just don't realize it. But you put the earbuds and you got the stereo. You got the high speed. I'm telling you, you got to get on there, so do it. Motown Magic. I'll be on here all day. See, that's what I mean. If I start hooking into a betterradio.com at the inappropriate time, like around the time of my own show, I'll wind up not doing my own show. I'll be hooked on a betterradio.com. You know, from the sound of it, a betterradio.com. I'm starting to ask myself why I'm not on here. I think maybe I can get a channel for my theme songs. I have a lot of theme songs, probably not as many as there are office hits, which is another channel. Office hits, you know what that's going to be. Adult hits from the past 30 years that are okay to play in the office. That way there'll be there probably won't be sexual healing on there. You see, if you go to slow jams, you're probably going to hear, "When I Get That Feeling." But you won't hear me sing it. You'll hear, the original as it was recorded. That's what the difference. In office hits, you get adult hits from the past 30 years. The slow jams, the slow jams are right up my alley. They're the classic bump and grind. All right, look, come on. What are you waiting for? You got to get this thing cooking on your phone. Put in on your browser. God, do I hate all these words. Get in your browser. Type it in betterradio.com. Why are you doing this? Because you love music as much as Ed Tyll does. I know you do. I'm looking at you right now. I'm saying, you know what? I could see it in your eyes. The other day I played Jackson Browne's The Pretender. And we played it because a lot of people are still having trouble renting a house by the freeway and packing their lunch and going to work each day, the lyrics of the song. And it tied right into the show. But you see what I mean? If you like to say, look, I forget you and your crazy talk show. I would like to hear stuff like Jackson Browne all day, plus other good stuff like Pink Floyd, like the Doors, like the Who, the rock guitar gods. I want to hear the Cream. Well, man, if you can listen to the Cream, right, then everybody else in the room get uncomfortable, don't they? Because they're such a superlative classic rock band. So if you go to classic blues and you listen to Buddy Guy, or maybe you go a little further back. Maybe you're going to listen to Robert Johnson. Maybe you're going to listen to an old, scratchy, Muddy Waters track that you will love. I say vintage because it's the classic Delta blues. And I scratch is the wrong word because everything is digitally perfect. Everything will sound perfect. There won't be any at all. You won't be able to tell how old it is. That's the trick. The trick is you gotta get kids to understand that this old music is terrific, so it sounds perfect. betterradio.com. The audio is perfect, and the categories are all the tunes and the artists on demand. Let me do it. See, I can do this now. I can do an artist on demand list. Bang it out for you, and I can probably tell you something about everybody on here. I probably can look on. Now, Maroon 5. We played Maroon 5 on the show all day today. It's Mick Jagger's birthday week, and we celebrated with moves like Jagger. Madonna, Holiday, Like a Virgin. What do you need? Into the Groove, Vogue. What do you need? The Super Bowl from last year. She's my girlfriend from way back. We don't speak a lot. Daft Punk, I just told you about. They're on here. If you want to do artists on demand, you'll never get off this website. It's called betterradio.com. Do you hear me now? It's called. That's me doing Motown. That was me falling back into my. Do you hear me now? So. Jay-Z, I mentioned Jay-Z on the show. His new work is very edgy and controversial, Magna Carta. So Jay-Z is on here. Daft Punk is on here. Now, if you're like me and you remember the years, the 70s, you look here and you see Bruce Springsteen. And you say, well, Bruce Springsteen, who got in trouble with somebody's what? No, not that Bruce Springsteen. Yes, but the old one. I listen to Kitty's Back. I'm sure you're going to plug it in there. You're going to love it. It's a great song. Old Bruce Springsteen, Thunder Road. Awesome. Bob Marley, Pearl Jam, Plain White Tees. You know those people? Blink 182, I know you know that because Avril Lavigne and the whole kid thing. She's one of my favorites too, huh? She came around when I felt felt like an uncle to Avril Lavigne. She came up to me. She goes, I'm thinking about having a song. I said, really? What's your name? She goes, my name's Avril. I said, really? And what is it about? She goes, well, it's about a boy. I said, oh, gosh. I said, anything? Yes, he's very complicated. He's a skater boy. I said, well, that's good. I said, what? She goes, well, that's, I'm going to change the spelling of skater. I said, ooh. Very cool. I said, who told you that? She goes, nobody. I came up with that, Uncle Ed. I said, get in there, Avril. And sure, you know, the rest is history, because now she's running around with the guy from Nickelback, and look how time flies. The Killers, I love. Kings of Leon, I love. Foo Fighters, you know, they're very controversial. Very Pearl Jam, there's no debate, right? Pearl Jam, anytime, anywhere, a huge catalog of music, always going to be around. But you know, the Foo Fighters are very, you know, it's a step aside, not aside. It's a step beyond where I left Dave Grohl. He frightened the hell out of me when he got out from behind his drum kit, but you love him and everybody else in that band. Jimmy Eat World, one of my favorite bands. Beck. See, these are my people. These are all my kids. James Blunt, they all came to me. Ed, what? I said, don't worry, I'll put you on the show. And we had them on, and they talked about their thing, and they were all famous now, and we're happy. Sum 41 is another one. Sum 41's Bare Naked Ladies, Puddle of Mud. I mean, we could just, if I had all these people on for 2 minutes, we would be, that we've had on before, we'd be here for a year and a half. 311, I still love those guys. I remember when I got my first copy of 311, Cranberries. First time I made out with Dolores O'Riordan. It was, I mean, she didn't know about it. It was an imaginary makeout, but it was a great one. In Excess, this is not an imaginary. Backstage with those guys, we had Thanksgiving dinner together. That's right, with the brothers, and poor Michael left us too early because he choked himself. Hoobastank, the kid with the talking. Hoobastank is in my stand-up act. For people who don't know I have a stand-up act, I have a stand-up act, and it's a one-man show, and I talk about Hoobastank because the kid is writing from the bottom of his heart about love, and it's a beautiful song. You know the Hoobastank big hit. Everything I've mentioned is a monster music here, all on betterradio.com. It's the Ed Tyll Show recommending to you betterradio.com. I want you to go have fun with this site, man. It's all here. So what did I notice? I was talking about Hoobastank, right? The Hoobastank kid. He writes about love, and he's about 17. And I'm like, but I don't understand. Why are you so, what do you know about it? He goes, you know, this is the way it is, and this is the way you have to be with the girl. And the whole song for Hoobastank, his whole main thing is he tells you what he tells this girl. That's his deal. His deal is, look, honey, this is, and I say, look, Hoob, and he's all like, look, I'm 17, Grandpa, and I go, all right, fine, I'll hang out with KT Tunstall, love her. Busta Rhymes, wow, now we're really getting it back to me. Now we're bringing it back to me. So I could see this. This is really, it's called betterradio.com. It's ironic that you're hearing about it on the Ed Tyll Show. I think it's a perfect symmetry, because I love all this music. We could really call the website Ed Tyll's iPod, even though I don't own one. But you could call it that, my MP3 player, because Cranberries, Soundgarden, Waylon Jennings. Oh, my God. I went on about Waylon Jennings yesterday, Vince Gill, all my buddies. The Ting Tings are on here. Audio Slave, okay. Cheap Trick, I Want You to Want Me. The Poisons. You know who I love? The other day I didn't realize Peter Gabriel is 2 years older than me. Uh-oh, did I just play it by accident? Oh, my God, look at this. I think I hit something. What happened here? Did I hit something? Okay, good. It's a biography. See, this is a great website. It's called betterradio.com. I don't know what I just did, but I hooked up with Kenny Rogers. You know, the dude always looked old, even when he came on the Ed Sullivan Show. Now I can see why. He was born in Houston in 1938. Did you know that? All right, so when he got on to Ed Sullivan and he was singing the Ruby, don't take your love to town, that's what I remember that's what I'd be playing. If I was on a Better Radio right now, if I wasn't telling you about it, I mean, I'm on it because obviously this thing popped up, but if I was playing it, I would be playing Ruby because I love his rendition. I mean, he made that song famous. All right, so everybody you can think of is on here. Now, let me see if I'm going to reload the page. Watch, it's going to be, I knew it. It's going to be more artists. Here we go. Every time you look, there's more. So let me pick a category. Do you like Brazilian music? I happen to like Brazilian music. I date a Brazilian girl occasionally. Do you know, here's an artist. I'm going to give you an artist that you might know. I remember all my life. I love them, and they do Brazilian beautiful. Do you know Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66? Right here on a better radio. Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, man, this is everybody I love in the world. Whoever made music is on this website. This is crazy. No matter what the category, there's somebody I love. Herbie Mann. I've loved Herbie Mann's music my whole life. Cannonball Adderley. All my life, Ed Tyll. Do you know some of the stuff on this website, abetterradio.com? Some of the stuff on this website, Gracie, I have purchased 3 or 4 times and have lost or scratched or thrown the thing out by accident. George Duke, David Byrne, Chet Baker, Sarah Vaughan, my love. I dated Sarah Vaughan in my dreams in high school. You don't even want to hear the details because I would force them on you. Brazil 65 is on here. Sergio Mendes, I mentioned before. I can't, Buddy Clark. I mean, I can't, if I go through everything I like on this website, Elvis, the All-American Rejects, I'm going to be here all month, season. I'll see you in 2014. Fall Out Boy, Train, Linkin Park. Now there's a group that's kids. Now that's the kind of kids you want. Is there any? Do you know any band that has more is more upset about things than Linkin Park? Does anybody get darker and more? Is it the best when every song is "I'm sorry, I did it, oh my God"? They're the best. You know, they're kids with a conscience. I don't like the other ones. You know who scares me is that Zach De La Roca. He'll be like, look out, la la, yeah, look out. He doesn't. But the Linkin Park is I'm sorry. So go with Linkin Park. They're good kids. Johnny Cash is on here. The Fray, Green Day. The poor guy. He just went in for therapy. That poor Billy Joel. No, what's his name? Billy Joe. I love Billy Joel. Billy Joel is an angry young man. Billy Joel's the greatest. That's my generation. That's when Edward Tyll was driving around with his new driver's license. They had Billy Joel's new album came out. I had a new driver's license, and there was a brand new guy on the radio called Billy Joel. Now my grandson comes up to me. He said, "Do you know about Panic at the Disco?" I said, "No, I wasn't watching CNN." He goes, "No, Grandpa, don't be silly. That's a band." I said, "It's a band?" He said, "It's good. It's just as good as your band, the Sublime." I said, "There's no the. It's just Sublime." Lifehouse. If you are a fan of music the way some of us like to think we are, do you like the Black Keys? My Chemical Romance, Matchbox 20? If I told you you could tune into The Cure, Simple Mind, Third Eye Blind, Jackson 5, Seether, Marilyn Manson, Gnarls Barkley, and Yellow Card, all in one fell swoop of clicks, would you go nuts? Florence and the Machine nuts? Would you go crazy? Of course you would, because it's all right here. It's on abetterradio.com. Now, what else can I tell you that I haven't told you? Is there really anything more in life than great music? Very little. Did I mention categories like college rock, goth rock, grunge? You know what? All of them are good, but you know I'm partial to Nirvana and Soundgarden and some of my favorites. But man, come on, let's give it up for the grunge. The grunge is huge. The indie rock, the new wave. Well, look at the size of indie rock. You want to go through it all here, but this would be another 20, 30 minutes to go through all of this. Wow. All right, Elastica, one of my favorite bands. That's it. Let me skip around. Let me hopscotch as we're bringing this baby in for a landing, because I will just go on for hours and hours. And then you'll be like, "Ed, would you stop talking so we could go use the website?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, but did you see REM and Korn and David Bowie and System of a Down and Incubus? And did you see Sarah McLachlan, which I always have in my car in case you're on a date?" And some girls like, "Do you have any music, like that girls like to listen to?" And I always go, "Yeah, I got the Sarah McLachlan." "Oh yeah, she's so good." So now you got your smartphone hooked up into your dashboard of your car, right? And you're all like, "Ooh, I'm going to play Smashing Pumpkins. I'm going to play Rage." And you're going to be like, "No, you're not." Stained, and you're going to be like, "No, Stained." She would like to hear a little Sarah, and you play there's other girls you could play, girl stuff you could play. There's a lot of good girl music, It's not like there's not a lot of good girl. You want to play Good Charlotte, and you go, well, that's not girl music. That's named after a girl. It's about a girl. I mean, if you want that whole song, I Don't Want to Be in Love. But, no doubt. You get, don't speak. Don't tell what you're saying. That's it. Right away, the girl's like, oh, I like her. That's Gwen Stefani. She looks so good after she had her babies. You got it. Get Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper's on that reality show 2 years ago. I don't want anybody coming near me. And yet every benefit she plays, they go insane when they hear that, all those songs. I mean, actually, with her, there's about 5 or 10 songs, but they're all about being a girl. Girls want to have fun, the basic proclamation of all girls. Girls just want to. Slipknot. Now you say, well, how's my girlfriend going to be with Slipknot? I probably should wait till you drop her off, for the ride home. Bowling for Soup. You could play that for your girlfriend. She'll like that. Listen, you can't go, if you just closed your eyes, jumped on this website, and immediately started to engage, you're going to be calling me to get rehab off this website. It's that good. It's called abetterradio.com. Abetterradio.com. Get on the website now. It's easy. It's simple. It's what you've always wanted. It's the music you want. It's the access instant that you want. Artists on demand, songs on demand. I think you're ready to rock and roll here, or dance a minuet, perhaps, to some Baroque. You might have the Thomas Jeffersons, Sally Hemings, very edgy couple. You could have them come over and do some Baroque. You could have your doo-wop buddies come over and lay down some, Duke of Earl. Disco Inferno. We get some Gloria Gaynor. We get some 1970s gold hits. Well, I think my favorite gold hit is Band of Gold, right? Isn't that let's lift is... So you got that. You got your 80s new wave. We covered before the Cars, the Police, everything with awesome 80s. I'm gonna come clean right now. Ed Tyll, awesome 80s. Whitney Houston. I realize what that sounds like, but I had a girlfriend. I kept it around. It was always helpful, always romantically helpful. Ooh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Ooh, with Ed Tyll tonight. So I know that doesn't sound like her, but I'm making fun of that song. That's parody. Under the First Amendment, I don't start, getting upset with anyone because of how that sounded. But you know what I'm saying. You got to have girls' music around when there's girls. Vocal trance. Now I wish they had this. When I was dating, I would have taken any trance. Honestly, probably would have helped my dating life. But it's amazing. Vocal trance, a great station, uplifting and cutting-edge trance. Why were we left out? You know what? I'm joining the website as soon as the show is over that's going to be my number one station. Amazing vocal trance. I'm still partial to classical Baroque, but who doesn't want to try the amazing vocal trance station? Because you know what? On a summer's hot day, the weather is, maybe a little island, tropical, thick with the heat and the humidity. You put on that vocal trance, and it kind of gets you feeling cooler. It does kind of, lower your breathing and kind of get you in, and you feel more in touch with yourself. If you like glam rock, I do. Enough's Enough, bands like that. Motown Magic, Office Hits. Yo, what about old school? Old school rap. Smoking reggae, especially in the afternoon, right after school, 4:20. Slow jams, party hits. If you're not on this website yet, well, I don't know, maybe you're anti-music. And if you are, I'm going to tell Barack Obama about you immediately and have somebody pass a law against you. You can't be, with all of this music, you can't say I didn't mention something you love. If you don't love something I mentioned so far, seriously, we'll have to call the British Parliament. I think it might be the UN will have to step in. But in the meantime, since I know so many of you did, in fact, love the music I just talked about, the best place to get it is abetterradio.com. Notice the play on words. Best place to get it, abetterradio.com. abetterradio.com. Go to abetterradio.com. Tell them how happy we are to be talking about abetterradio.com on the Ed Tyll Show.
The Ed Tyll Show!